Also allows veterans who's on active duty right now, or who were on active duty then, who transferred their GI Bill to their dependents, to their spouse and or children. So they get the same thing as if the veteran was doing it. So if you know anybody who's in the military right now, number one, try to convince them to go to school while they're in active duty. If it ain't but one class per semester, if I'd have did that for 20 years, I'd have had at least 20 credit out, or 40.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have had at least 40.
My dad used to do that.
Times 3. So that's what 120 credit out. If I just went one class. But because I had rather have 6 kids, I didn't have one class time. So I have a choice I make now. I have to go to school now. Another great thing about this GI Bill, other than pass it on to the children and the housing allowance, is reservists, National Guard. They're authorized to get it if they get on active duty. Now, if you look at the sheet I got, they got a little chart in the middle. There's some little benefits out there for the people who are like reservists and National Guard who goes on active duty. For example, if you did 90 days or more, but less than 6 months, you'll get 40% of the total GI Bill rate. So they will pay 40% of the school bill. And if I was a reservist who did, 5.5 months in Iraq as a reservist, came back, got out, they would give me 40% of the pay for school, and they would pay me $400 a month, because it's 40% of the $1,000. Then I can use that $400 a month to help pay the school bill. So you're really not losing a complete lot. All right, and the time limit is 15 years to use it. Key to it, 15 years. I've been out, next year will be 10 years to me. So I got 5 more years to finish. But I can go up to 39 months of education. And as you know, that school year is in 12 straight months. It's 3 or 4 months here, 3 or 4 months there. Example of a kid who, a young person who went to Iraq, Afghanistan, wherever for active duty, and they did 24 months to 30 months, well, they'll get 80% of their bill paid. And $800 a month. So if you see anybody out there who have children in the military, tell them use it. If they don't plan on using it, if they have family, give it to their children and or spouse. On top of the GI Bill, they came out with a thing called, I talked about the transfer, they came out with the Yellow Ribbon Program. Now the Yellow Ribbon Program is an additional allowance given to the student for GI Bill if they go into a school that's above the national rate for that area. So like go to Vanderbilt or University of Tennessee, which is high cost, they'll pay what it costs to go to a public school, where the Yellow Ribbon will pick up the difference.
Same thing with Memphis.
Memphis State, because it's too high. Well, it's too high for a GI Bill.
Well, what we tried telling my son, and I've told other people who have recently got out, that if they're going to use the GI Bill to go to school, start out at Dyersburg State with the first 2 years, because the GI Bill pays 100% of Dyersburg State. Then transfer to Memphis, use the Yellow Ribbon Program, then they're only going to come out about $300 a month out of their pocket.
Great benefit out there. The state of Tennessee, the governor is pushing Drive for 55. And what the Drive for 55 program is, they're trying to get more and more percentage of our Tennesseans graduated with and higher education than just high school diploma. Now, why does he want that? Why does he want that? The reason the governor wants that, you can get more corporations to bring their companies here if they think the people are educated to do the job.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And we know in today's society, it's computer-based. Even if you're driving a forklift, it's a computer on the forklift with a little scanner to tell you what to pick up, where to deliver it, and where to drop it off at, and then it keeps the count for you. Instead of having it on a legal sheet of paper. I picked up box 1, box 2. It's computerized. So if a young person planning on working somewhere in the next 15, 20 years, they got to be able to handle technology. And granted, most of our children now, they're 2, 3 years old, they're already on the computer with the telephone.
Oh, yeah.
So this is key for our national
Grandma.
for our nation to grow. They got to get educated. High school diploma is a great start, but if they want to financially be in a position to success, unless they plan on getting their own business, they're gonna have to go to school. They serve their country. They have the opportunity to use this program, and there really is no excuse. straight years real quick and then went to work. When I got out in 07, I still had 3 kids in high
You
school.
got kids, yeah.
So that wasn't an option to me financially, which you would have did with, I was optional, but I would have did without a lot of stuff.
Can I add something?
Yes, sir.
Another good thing about this bill, or about the post 9/11 GI Bill, you can go right up to the, Tennessee Technology Center
Oh,
up there in
yeah.
Covington, and you can actually take those you can actually take the courses there and use the GI Bill there too.
Yeah, my
You do
husband
Used to,
did
you
that.
couldn't do it, now you can actually go to the trade schools and get it. And it, not only will it pay for your education, but it'll also pay for your certifications and stuff as well.
Pay for all the flight school, doing learn to fly. If in fact you do go to school, the one stipulation is you gotta have at least 1 class in a sitting classroom to where you grow the most money. If you don't have, if all your classes are online on a computer, you get half of the $1,000. So instead of me if I only had 3 or 4 classes and I was only going and on the computer online, they would only give me about $500 a month, which is $500 more than what I got working a part-time job. Because basically that's all it is when I'm going to school is I'm learning something and they're paying me to learn it, so it's a win-win for me. Because of that, my Tuesdays will probably be adjusted so I can leave out here early enough to get to school in Jackson on time, so I don't need rushing. Are there any questions about the GI Bill? Anything about the transfer of GI Bill? Any questions on the yellow ribbon portion of GI Bill? Now, other than the GI Bill, the other benefits available to veterans at our level, or spouses at our level, is what they call Chapter 35 benefits. And Chapter 35 benefits is given to veterans, family members, if the veteran is 100% permanent total or individual unemployable permanent total. Once it becomes permanent total, it's automatically traced to Chapter 35. So the spouse and or children get the Chapter 35 benefit. Unlike the GI Bill, the Chapter 35 doesn't pay the school. The Chapter 35 only pays the individual going to school. And that's about $980 or $1,000 right now. So if a child's going to school, no matter how many kids you got, each child will get $1,000 a month to go to school. Now what they can use it for is up to them. I try to convince the parents, make sure they use that money to pay for the school so you pay the school in it.
Yeah.
But that's optional. The state of Tennessee right now gives you 2 years of school coming out of high school right now. So the first 2 years are pretty much free, just go. The Chapter 35 benefits given to widows, spouses, and or children of veteran, permanent total, or died due to a service connected disability. Good program. I've only seen a few people use it. I don't know why. There's only a few people use it. I don't care if you go to school to.
It doesn't matter how old they are either, right?
It does not. But they have, I think it's 10 years from the date of the permanent total. Chapter 35 benefits granted this date, you got 10 years. However, the kid is only 2. They got to turn 18, then they got 10 years.
If the spouse is deceased, how does that affect it? It doesn't, or it does?
If the veteran, like I said myself, if I die due to a service-connected disability, my wife will get the DIC benefit. It automatically treats the Chapter 35 benefit too, so she will be able to go to school off of that.
And Chapter 35, they're only eligible up to 25, if I recall.
Right, the child's up to 25. 26. If, especially circumstances.
So your regular, what I'm talking about is like the regular GI Bill, like if one of my sons decided he wanted to use that to go to school with now, could he do so?
If your son just gave home active duty, he has 15 years from the day he got
No,
out.
I'm talking about his dad was.
No,
How old is he?
he had to have it set up before, he'd have that, or you have to, in order to transfer the GI.
The transfer to GI Bill, but the
okay.
Chapter 35 is eligible if the death of his dad was due to the military.
Okay.
Then he can go to school.
Yeah, but he would actually have to set up the transfer
Right.
while he was still on active duty
To get the GI Bill.
in order for your dependents to use it.
Which is
For
different.
the GI Bill,
For the
that's different than that Chapter 35.
Chapter 35 is different. Chapter 35 is VA saying,
Right.
because your family member died due to service, we will let you go to school.
But how many years before setting it up, he had to do that, in service?
That's correct.
When
With
I
the GI Bill,
retired in 2010, one of the things on my separation paperwork that I had to do was, do you want to transfer your GI Bill to somebody else? And I said no, because I was planning on going to school. So therefore I didn't transfer it. And and the personnel clerk that I checked out with said, you understand that by saying no here, you can never transfer
You
your
can't
stuff.
change that?
But,
For shame.
how much time you given before you actually get separated, that it's work?
Right now, if I was on active duty right now and I wanted to transfer, I have to do 3 more years from the date I transferred.
Yeah.
You gotta do 3 more years.
Because I was retiring, that was a special circumstance, because I was retiring right at pretty much at the onset of the 9/11 GI Bill.
So in other words,
retired
if you
certificate.
want to transfer it to your child or something, you have to put in 3 more years. You get that?
Yep. Which, I mean, it's sad, but it's better than what it was. A whole lot better than what it was.
Yeah, 'cause you
Well,
couldn't
I got
do it
out
at
of
all.
Sandy it was 10 years from the day I was separated, 10 years, and I had to use it, but then,
Right.
The Vietnam era GI Bill.
yeah.
That's a good bill.
And when 9/11 first came out, it was 10 years. But they recently changed it to 15.
So they just now changed it.
That was
Let me say this,
several years
the way
ago.
it's written, I said 3 years. It's actually, you have to be in for 6 years, and then once you transfer, you gotta commit to 4 more. So if you only do a 4-year contract and get out, you can't transfer. You gotta be in for at least 6
Re-up.
and authorized to do 4 more,
So it gotta be 10 years, not,
total 10 years.
Yeah, you have to re-up on that one.
Yep, in order to transfer to transfer. But in your case, you never do it unless you plan on joining back in the military. And we are taking a few good men.
Yeah.
worn out or?
They didn't get, that wasn't stipulation. It did say a few good men. That's just what it says. Anybody else got any questions?
Well, just 2 comments. I'm a real strong proponent in this area, because one of the things that active duty folks and folks from the 80s forward and now have what's called used to be a SMART, Sailor Marine Academic Record Transcript, SMART transcript. It's now converted over to the Joint Services transcript. So basically every C school, A school, C school, boot camp that you ever went to, you can actually get college credit for those, provided it's a serviceman opportunity college, and they have an existing agreement. And the American Council of Education recommends these credits, and it's up to the school to actually put those on the
Say yes or no.
transcript. To say
No,
yes or
It
no.
really should be, yeah.
Now, is that 10 years, if you put in to transfer it to your children, whatever, you put that 10 years in, now is that in lieu of yours? I mean, do you have to give your GI benefits up?
Yes.
to you?
If you
But because
transfer,
you'd be
you're
double
giving it up.
dipping. You'd be double dipping if you did. So in other words, I'd be giving up my rights to the GI Bill to give it to my children.
That's correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is a good idea to do if you do your college while you're in the military. If you're gonna do it the right way, is take up some classes while you're in, get your degree, transfer the other one, that way you ain't gotta pay for theirs.
Right.
Yours is free through active duty.
Tests, those are all free, and they're pretty much universally accepted throughout the United States. And especially if they've already have that that Serviceman Opportunity College program already in existence.
So no matter what you take, you do your basic course and
Right, your
You do the 30
humanities,
hours,
your
it covers
sciences,
that.
your mathematics, you can go, if you already were, say, in aviation, and you did all these or sonar technician, and you did all these calculations, or artillery, and you already did a Marine Corps Institute correspondence course in artillery, or had the school, why should you repeat that again? It's redundant. You
Yeah.
can either go take the exam or have them evaluate your joint services transcript and see if they will give you that equivalent mathematics credit for that.
so that would be your, it'd be like, taking your basics before you ever even got out.
Right, you can get, if you're going to a service and opportunity college, for example, all boot camps, all basic trainings, you will have to go take bowling 101 or basket weaving 101 or,
So if you do, you can just jump on one head.
you're right, you can at least get your physical education stuff out of the way.
I'm glad to see this finally coming about, really, because we've had some good schools, in the military, and they should be getting credits for them.
Absolutely.
I
Well,
went
they
to
just
training.
recently came out with the program for foremen. or medical corpsmen, people that are in the medical field, the military, they're out now to where they don't, in order to get like an EMT, they don't have to go through the entire EMT school.
Right, cause they've already got it.
Because they've already got most of that stuff completed.
And that, and
So
it's
there's
just,
ways that they can go through it that way and get in and get hired in on that
well,
way.
when I went through the, ombudsman, training program, every one of those classes, I got credits for those. And it's good because they, you know, and that was things that I didn't have to go back to school and take those again. That was good.
All right, I do wanna let you know that,